What's going on?
It's been a chaotic stream tonight so far, that's for sure.
You know what? Nothing is perfect.
The best name for a stream when things go wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, so far so good for the game. It's been back and forth. Got any
Battle of the goalies yet again?
Yeah. I guess we're gonna once again give an up to Archer Sheloves, eh?
Oh, he is playing incredibly. Like his poise with the rebounds and his puck control behind the net, when he bobbled it there to recover and kind of still make the play, and then the way he's kind of pulling the rebounds into himself and covering the puck just looks really, really confident, which is a really good sign. He has been struggling throughout these playoffs in game twos. So for him to come out in this one and have a really good first period was great to see. And then to again follow it up in the second here, he just looks like he is absolutely locked in and is that big game Sheloves that we've seen before, and also that won the MVP in the World Championships last year for Latvia.
Yeah, pretty crazy to only win the bronze medal and still win the MVP of the tournament.
Well, I mean, he stopped a record number of shots for the tournament. It wasn't like Team Latvia had a lot of defense playing in front of him, so the number of shots and the wins that he put up was incredible over there. And to see him now translating that into these clutch games at the professional level is just another stepping stone for him in the growth. And do we start asking the question of maybe Demko can be tradable before his next contract extension is up? Do we feel confident going forward with Kevin Lankinen and Sheloves as backup until Sheloves is ready to go as a starter? With this playoffs that he's having, that's absolutely something that could potentially be talked about this summer. Just given Demko's history with injuries and that sort of thing. And I'm not writing off Demko by any means right now. I'm just saying it's a very, very good problem to have. The Canucks are very wealthy in the goaltending department, and they can take their time making decisions. But to see Sheloves with this success, after he kind of got put in the doghouse by Tocchet this year and didn't get a lot of confidence out of Rick with the big club. It's really good to see him have this success with Malhotra and Pogge down with the Abbotsford Canucks, because the work he has done is paying off, and that's good. You want your young guys to be rewarded when they are putting in the effort, and it's good to see.
Do you think the results would have been different for Sheloves? Because his numbers for Abbotsford were really bad this year. I think he only ends up with a couple wins. He's got probably 10 losses. Probably was one of the reasons why they ended up missing the playoffs. Or is it the defense while he was with the team was absolute trash?
I think it was a combination of both. I think it was a confidence thing that the team did not play well in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And that in turn then just turned into the coach not really having confidence in the goalie, just by, the cause and effect of that the team didn't really perform well when he was in the net. And that unfortunately can hamper a young goaltender's confidence for sure. That would hamper anybody's confidence. So for him to go down and, take the notes that he was given and take the time to work with Justin Pogge is great. We still talked about, issues that he did have here or there in his game when he would struggle still through traffic, and he still has those moments, but he usually bounces back and is now one of his worst critics, and is really making strides to become that starting goaltender that can bounce back after a bad goal.
How worried are you? Are we going to call it a down that Mr. Ratu comes back for essentially one or two shifts, throws a hit, and ends up leaving the game?
Yeah, it's not a good sign. Obviously, you hate to see that. Maybe he rushed it back a little bit. Obviously, there's that deep hunger inside to play these playoff games and get back and be part of the team. But It's too bad because I was hoping to see him just kind of bring some offense to the lineup. I really didn't expect Ty Glover to be the sacrificial lamb for Ratu to come back.
Right.
That was something that surprised me, but I'm as equally as surprised that it only took that one hit for him to be knocked right out of the lineup again.
Well, the other adjustment to the lineup that we saw was McWard coming out, and you had Kudratsev coming back into the lineup. Is that maybe for McWard more of a rest thing? Because he had the kind of game last one where it did seem like he maybe was a little bit of a step behind.
Yeah, I think just given the makeup, McWard matched up a little better against the Eagles, who were a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
So getting Akito Hirose and Kirill Kudryavtsev back in the lineup, I mean, you saw the way Hirose can move the puck. Like when he skates the puck to dump it in, he doesn't just skate to the red line and dump it and change. He skates it in, makes sure that he gets it deep, and then he moves to the bench or sets up for the offensive zone time. I just really like the way he moves the puck. He's built like a forward, but thinks like a defenseman. So
Mm-hmm.
he's just he's kind of like an enigma,
Mm.
in the sense that he's just got the strangest body type for a blue liner. Like every time I look at him, I'm like, who's that forward playing defense? And it's Akito Hirose. And it just makes me laugh because he looks like if you put EP40 on the blue line, that's what Akito Hirose reminds me of. So it's just it always gives me a chuckle, but I'm happy to see him back in the lineup because against this Texas Stars team, you do need that extra little mobility from your blue line and back end. And as we've seen and we talked about last game, Manny likes to have the blue liners activate and get involved in the play, and so Hirose is a little more capable of that than McWard. So I'm not really surprised at that change.
The other fat up, I guess, will be the fact that the Canucks, well, not a great thing that they got tested 4 times, but after only having 1 penalty in the first game, they've now killed off 4 penalties against a very good offensive team. So that's got to be a big up for the Canucks penalty kill continuing to look really good. I mean, that 1 penalty kill, I don't think Texas even got the puck in the zone for more than a second.
Yeah, I mean it's just incredible the way they shift from the box to the diamond and then to bat to and the bat and the way they cover for each other. Um, there's just like there's no way to get to the middle. Like Texas has no way to get to the middle of the ice on the power play, and it's just so incredible to watch because it's just so technically sound, and everyone backs up the other person, and everyone knows where they need to be. It's like watching an army drill almost because it's like someone blows a whistle and they shift and everyone moves at the same time and it's just so smooth. And you can see why they are like 98% in the playoffs on the penalty kill. It's just really, really, really good coaching. And it comes from, one of those special teams specialists, a penalty kill specialist in like Manny Malhotra, who did that sort of thing for the latter half of his career.
Manny Malhotra earlier in this season had a little chat with Mr. Karlsson and essentially put on Karlsson saying, you've been on this team. You've got the most, some of the biggest games ever played in this, but we need you to step things up. We need you to be a leader because there are a bunch of guys who are younger than you. And it looks like Karlsson is really taking that to heart.
Oh, 100%. There was moments throughout the year where you and I had talked kind of about the growth of Karlsson, and it just seemed like out of nowhere he had this, um, you know, professional almost puberty in hockey, where he just decided that this is how he was going to fit into the lineup, and to hear that, article coming out now, it just speaks more to the coaching capability of Manny Malhotra, where he knows what each player needs to hear to get the most out of that player. And you've seen it all season long. He has put each guy that has specific tools in the roles to succeed. He's gotten career years out of pretty much every one of the long-term Abbotsford Canucks. Like Danila Klimovich has had a breakout year. Linus Karlsson. Look at Max Sasson now coming up. Like all these guys have Ty Mueller. all these guys, never at the beginning of the season would we have thought they would have seen NHL time. But after working with Manny Malhotra and his guidance to unlock this next level for these guys, it's just more chips in the hat of Manny Malhotra going forward for any team that is lucky enough to have him as a head coach.
Yeah. I know part of the development too, which I was listening to a couple different people talk about the Abby Canucks over the last couple days. And the one interesting thing I heard was the Trevor Linden interview. And Trevor Linden was talking about when the team was down in Utica, everything was bus, right? Because they were on the East Coast. They were just busing everywhere. So that does create the extra practice time. But I thought that maybe one of the reasons that the Abby Canucks players have been so able to step in the lineup is because they are just flying, just like an NHL team. They are as close to an NHL team as you can get with all the travel and having to figure out how to travel and also practice. Do you think that that is one of the factors that also come into making these Abby Canucks ready to get up to the big club?
For sure. And I think just probably just the conversations. You get that piece from Linus Karlsson about how he was taken personally aside to be told, you're 25 years old, but because they're the fifth youngest AHL team like ever to be iced, that makes him a veteran, a leader. And so to know that he took Karlsson aside like that, you have to think that Manny was the type of guy that would have taken every single person aside like that and be like, this is what we're going to need from you this year. This is how we're going to work with you to get there. And if you put in your half and we put in our half, we're all going to succeed. And I sent that clip to you from Twitter of Manny in the dressing room. Like, who wouldn't run through a wall for that guy?
I would.
Yeah, I would. Absolutely.
Former Vancouver Canuck Kevin Bieksa winning the award for the Canadian Screen Award for the best hockey or the best sports analyst in the NHL or in everything. So I'll bring that up for everyone so they can see that. So Kevin Bieksa just won the award. It's the Canadian Screen Awards. And this happens every year. And so Kevin Bieksa has won that. When you saw Kevin Bieksa playing for the Canucks back in the day, did you think he would end up in the media and doing as well as he has been?
I didn't know if that was the route he would go. Like once Spitting Chicklets kind of came out of the woodwork and started getting popular, I could have saw Bieksa doing that sort of thing. It was always quite the character. He always gave great interviews when he did After Hours with like Scott Oak or anything like that. And for anyone who used to listen to the radio, he used to call into the Jeff O'Neill show all the time on CFox, and he'd have the craziest conversations with those guys. And he was just super open and really just a likable guy. And you see it now on Hockey Night in Canada, his back and forth with like Elliot Friedman and David Amber and those guys. Like, it's just really fun to watch, but he also has such respect for the game and such a wealth of knowledge for the game. I mean, he continues to help coach and run hockey camps and be involved with the game at that level. And then he also is highly respected around the NHL for the way he played the game as an alumnus as well. So I'm not surprised in the slightest. I'm very happy for him because it's well deserved. He works really hard to have unbiased, like logical opinions about everything that's going on around the NHL. He makes it very clear that he's still a Canucks fan through and through. But at the end of the day, if the Canucks are playing like garbage, he says the Canucks are playing like garbage. He's not like Luke Gazdic, who will never ever say anything bad about the Edmonton Oilers. Sorry, was that a slip of the tongue there? I think I mispronounced his last name, but we'll leave it at that. Anyways, there's just, he constantly has an unbiased opinion. He tells the truth and tells it like it is, and he's very fun and entertaining when he does it. And he keeps it light, and he keeps it about the game and the integrity of the game, which is what I love about him as well.
So the next one I wanted to just quickly talk about. So I saw this article that came out, and it was, today I learned that Eric Lindros started the no trophy touching superstition in 1997. So since then, 27 cup winners, 52% of the cup winners did touch the conference trophy, while 63% of the losers did not touch it. So Dustin Boydell, playing for the Vancouver Canucks. You just won the Western Conference Final. Do you grab that trophy?
I mean, you know, it might be your only chance to grab it, right? Like, honestly, it might be your only chance to grab that trophy given the parity in the NHL nowadays. So yeah, like it's a trophy and it's an honor. But I get the superstition as well. Like the only one you really want to raise is the Stanley Cup. So, it's a tough thing. Like I will never be at that level, so I can't relate to these guys and understand what they're going through. But I mean, we all saw what Trevor Linden did with the cup in '94. The lid went flying, and the rest is history. So maybe there is something to the superstition. Who knows? We've been on the bad side of it, so maybe we got to respect not touching it.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe they welded the lid on by now.
Yeah, or maybe we should have touched it, and maybe we would have won the cup.
Yeah, fair enough. We were going to talk about the Stanley Cup rematch, but we'll say that for another day because we still got a couple days before that doesn't get started till next week, and they're about to just get back onto the ice here. So until the post game show, Dustin, thanks for being here and enjoy the third period, brother.
Sounds good. We'll talk to you after the game.
Nothing is perfect.